Hello, and welcome to I'll Knit With You. My name is Rebecca. You can find me on Ravelry, Instagram, and Steam as EvilTwin2. You can find show notes on the blog, illknitwithyou.blogspot.com. You can join our Ravelry group on Ravelry, I'll Knit With You, or you can email me at illknitwithyou@gmail.com. Hi guys, how are all my owls and my yous? Why did that sound different? How are all my owls and my yous? If I sound funny, it's because I've got an allergy attack happening today, so that's delightful. Yeah, so that's why I'm wearing my glasses, because my eyes were all itchy feeling, and so I was like, ugh, I'm just gonna put my glasses on. That's what you wanted to hear about, right? It's my allergies. Welcome to the allergy podcast. No, I'm just kidding. So it's been a little bit, a couple extra weeks. How have you guys been? Pretty good. I got on a huge Gillian Flynn kick because I watched Sharper Objects on HBO. It was very good. So I read the book between the second to last episode and the last episode. I read the whole book, and I was going to wait to read the ending until after the TV show, but I couldn't wait. So, but it was nice because then I knew what was supposed to happen and what was different, and that was kind of fun. I also read Dark Places, which is one of hers, and I watched the movie for that. And the movie was not near as good as the book, but I love the way that she writes her characters. What else? I have been watching a lot of TV and doing a lot of crafting because the House Cup started back up. So I watched Open House on Netflix because I like to do frights in the fall. So Open House is a scary movie where these people are living in a house that's being sold, and people come to the open house, but do they all leave? I don't know. Not my favorite movie because I didn't like the ending, but it was visually very beautiful and it was pretty spooky. So, I also watched The Hollow, which is a Netflix original series. It's a cartoon. It reminded me of one of my favorite video games, Oxenfree. It's like a 3 or 4 hour game. It's not one of those games that goes on for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and there's just this endless world. It's just a pretty short little fun game. And it was a lot like that, so it's kind of fun to watch something similar to what I played. And I made my second set of once-a-month meals, and I still haven't eaten them all, even though I've had them done for like 3 weeks. Because the nice thing is that when I'm not feeling like eating something for my once-a-month meals menu, I can eat whatever else I want because it's all in the freezer. So if you missed last time when I talked about it, Once-a-Month Meals is this website that Karen from Around the Twist talks about all the time. And you either pick one of their pre-made menus or make your own menu, and then it tells you everything you need to do. So sorry, I'm trying to keep my voice from like breaking because I've got this congestion. So you can either do, I like to do 5 meals per menu because then it's enough for me for like a week and a half, or more or less however fast I eat them. But you can do the whole entire month's worth of food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, however you like to do it. And it is a subscription. They're not sponsoring this, I just think it's really cool. So they give you a recipe, or I'm sorry, they give you a grocery list, they give you so you grocery shop the first day, you prep the second day, and you cook the third day. But I mostly do Instant Pot meals, so I pretty much just grocery shop the first day, and then dump it all in containers the second day, and then it's in the freezer. What I have learned is that even though I bought freezer bags instead of all plastic containers, because plastic containers take up so much more space in my freezer, I should be freezing them in the plastic containers with the Ziploc bag inside the container, because if I freeze them in the freezer bags, they're the wrong shape for the Instant Pot, so I have to let it thaw a little bit before I can put it in there, and it's been just mildly annoying every time that I can't just go. So that's one thing I've definitely learned, is freeze them in a bowl type structure so they have that kind of like the same shape as the Instant Pot. So lesson number 1 for me. I've also been getting really into my planner, my bullet journal lately. I kickstarted the Hippo Note, so it's just a really big A5 notebook on fountain pen friendly paper. So I went camping a couple of weeks ago with my family for Labor Day weekend / my brother's birthday. And it was a blast. My parents bought a camper recently, and so they've been taking us camping. Oh, I just spilled something. And so it's nice because I have my own little space in the camper, where usually if we go on a vacation I get like stuck on the couch because I'm just me and everyone else is married. Makes sense. And there wasn't great internet reception, which is not, I wasn't out there to play on my phone, but you have car time or whatever where you're flipping through stuff. And so I got really stuck on Instagram because Instagram would load for me. and Etsy, and then eBay, because that's the kind of person I am. What I found is that I was trying to find more like fun things to put in my notebook, my planner, and I found out that people sell samples of washi tape. And if you don't know what washi tape is, it's like that masking tape that's printed so that it's got different designs on it, and then you can like, you know, tear it up, 'cause it's just masking tape, and use it however you want, or write on it, or however. So people sell samples of that. People also make planner kits, which is pretty cool, because this is what I got. Ooh, there's like stuff hanging out from the Creative Lobster, and in this box is just like a bunch of. If it was knitting stuff, we'd say there's a bunch of knitting notions in here. So it's just scraps of paper and stickers, and there was a pin there and some fun. What are those called? Paper clips. So just all sorts of fun stuff you can use that's kind of all the same color theme, which is a really cool idea. And so, you know me, like one thing always leads to another. So I got my planner box, I bought some samples, and here's the page that I made with my planner box. And I try to be like excessively stickery, like to the point where I'm like, this is too much on one page, but I'm gonna do it, because I always see all these beautiful planners with like all this stuff all over them. I'm just like, how can you stand having that much stuff on your page? I usually do everything with like a pin, but I've been trying to get more decorative, and so I pushed myself beyond my limits, which was kind of fun. So this is the disgusting page I made of like overfall everything. But this is washi tape up here, this is washi tape there, if you are having trouble identifying what that is. And then just stickers and like notebook papers, and these were like sticky notes and stuff like that. But I've been trying to put more, I guess, effort into my page. So like I made a whole BMO themed one. He's from Adventure Time. So, you know, just like it gets me more excited to keep me in my planner, and that I don't miss stuff that's important. I've also found that I really like having a reminder section and a goals section, and then a tracker. And so I get really excited about checking off those boxes. And so I usually track, like, did I bring my lunch to work, and did I craft today, and have I texted a friend today, that kind of stuff. So reminders would be like stuff that's very important, like upcoming birthdays, upcoming events that's going on that week. And goals are more of like, okay, well, I should get this done, but if I don't get it done, it's not the end of the world. And before I was putting them in like my daily stuff, and they would never get done, and it just feels disappointing to move that forward. So now that I have this kind of setup, like I've been using it for several weeks, and like this is my current week. So I've got my main week over here, and then like just like fun stuff to draw in and stuff like that over here. So as a person who never stops like having ideas, whether they're great ideas or not, I started my own Etsy store where I sell washi tape samples, and so I have quite a few. These are all different ones that I'm selling. So I am the Fundamental Fox, and if you guys would like to shop in my store, you can use the code I'll knit with you, just the way that the podcast is spelled, for 20% off. But I'm trying not to do like the same thing that everyone else is doing. So one thing that I've discovered is that I figured out how to make, I call them paper palettes. And so they're like flat watercolor palettes. So these are the 4 little colors. And then using those colors, I painted this October moon thing with the beast from Over the Garden Wall, and then like way too many stickers, because I'm just having fun putting stickers on everything. And then it says it's time to get spooky, and it has the month of October. So if I can't remember what day is on which day of the week, it's up there. So the best way to do this is to get a watercolor pen, which you can get on Amazon for like, you can get a set of 4 for $4. I know because I bought some. And then you just brush it against the paper where the color is, and it comes off and you paint with it. It's no secret because I posted this on the Fundamental Fox Instagram, because I have my own Instagram for that. It's just fountain pen ink on watercolor paper. So if you want to make it yourself, go crazy. But if you'd rather buy a homemade palette from me, there you go. And then put this right here. There's also like, you can get one sample on a bobbin, or you can get an entire like board, like this is a washi tape board, a little PVC board, full of washi tapes. This is the Christmas one. Look at all of those. It's pretty fun. In the planner set that I got, there were like little, like they're on giant playing cards, which a lot of people do. So that's kind of an interesting thing to find. And what's underneath is always interesting because you never know what you're going to end up finding. Like this one is the 5 of clubs. So that's just kind of fun. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll like win a blackjack hand or something. So anyway, I've just been getting really into my planner, and I've really been enjoying it. I'm not artistic at all, so like for this character from Over the Garden Wall, I put my iPad underneath and I traced it. But I was in my Instagram searchings, I found an Instagrammer called Little Coffee Fox, and she does a lot of watercoloring, and she makes it look so easy because she just blends everything together. And I was like, oh, this just looks so cool and fun. It looks so nice. And so even though this was me just like randomly splattering ink on a page, then I added text on top of it. And even though it's not perfect, I mean, this is like the second time I've colored in my notebook. Actually, like, it makes me happy, and I really like the effect that it has. So yeah, early on when I was trying stuff out, I was trying different types of inks and stuff like that, and I found that glitter inks do work. So here is a page of those trials and tribulations. So exciting, right? But it is kind of fun to figure out, like, okay, this ink writes this color, but when you paint with it from a dried state, what does that become? And because I swatched all of my inks anyway, I've been using my ink swatches as like watercolor papers. So I don't know if most of that made sense, but I'm having a lot of fun. And I feel like I've found a lot of really cool stuff. And yeah, so I have like a little basket full of washi tape now that hangs out on my desk. And I've got a desk organized in my room. I didn't really have a very good organized desk before. But I like kind of having Sunday to like do a couple planner pages, because I found that with the bullet journal, the way it works is you're supposed to be working in the current day, and then you don't write tomorrow's until tomorrow. Well, like you saw, I already have stuff planned out a couple weeks ahead. Like this is already for next week, but I wrote this a few weeks ago, and then I already have October in here, even though we're not even halfway through. Or we're halfway through September, but that's it. And so I like being able to put stuff in there as I know it's going to come up, deadlines and such, that I know I'll forget to put in there like when it comes up. And so today I'm going to try and do a couple more week spreads to get like halfway through October, because it gives me something to look forward to, and if I have stuff that's going to be due during those weeks, I can just mark it in now. And I realize that's kind of like how normal planners work, and I've always kind of bucked against that because I like having the room on the page to do whatever I need to do for the day. So I'm still doing it where, let me go back, where I write the day in as I go, because then I feel like if I have it in there ahead of time and I miss a huge chunk of space, or for some reason I didn't get in my notebook that day, that I feel like I've messed up, and I don't like that. So this is just what works for me, but I keep everything in here. I have all these tabs on the top, marking stuff like my show notes, which are by one of these paper clips. I just gotta figure out which one it was. But it helps me be more organized than I was. And I also have been tracking my sleep and my water because I wasn't getting enough of each. So now I know how much I'm deficient or how I'm drinking all that. And I find that because I get to check off these boxes, I get more excited about getting enough sleep and drinking enough water, which is dumb, but it helps. So, yeah, I like it. But let's move on from all of this blather to some blobbins. I have been spinning like a crazy, crazy maniac. So before I get into my big spin, I spun this yesterday. It's just 1 ounce. I spun it on my electric eel wheel. This is Hipstrings in the Unicorn Fluff colorway. I remember that I had this sampler box from them, and I've been really enjoying spinning their fibers lately because they're just really soft and really nice. And I've wanted to spend smaller things so that I can kind of get some of my like tiny fluffy stash like used up. And these are all, I should keep picking this up. These are all 1 ounce pieces of like actual larger blends that they do. In fact, I've got this one before. It's called Soulmate. I've spun 4 ounces of this. I really like the way that it looks. So this is just unicorn fluff. And I've been working on doing a better chain ply, or an in ply, whatever you want to call it. So this is unicorn fluff chain ply. And it's just this really nice pale pink lavender gray color. It has some pops of royal blue in it, but it just was like a dream. And it's probably a fingering weight. I got about 102 yards out of 1 ounce, so 3 ply. So, ta-da, just a little bit. But now that I'm back in the house cup, one little, you know, this is, what did I say, 102 yards, so that means that it's going to be worth, since it's 3 plied, it'll be worth 306 yards, which is considerable. So that's what I've been doing for that. I did finish my great big sweater spin, so I got 3 large skeins and 2 little skeins. And then because fiber weighs different amounts for different types of fiber, I had a lot of blue left even though I'd used up all of my Space Unicorn. It's called turquoise, it's not called blue. And so I talked to my newt examiner and I chain plied this, which is what got me on my chain plying craze. And so I may use this as like collars and cuffs if that's approved. I'm waiting to find out. So altogether, I got well over 1,500 yards, which should be plenty for a DK weight sweater. So it looks really beautiful up front because it's kind of like this dark blue, I don't know, whew, I really like it. And it's really soft. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited about all of that. So I keep saying so. I'm sorry, I just took some allergy medication, so let's just see how all this goes. So those are my blobbins. Yeah, I've just been on a real spinning kick, and after I was done spinning all the Space Unicorn stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to knit for a while. And then like 2 days later, I was like, okay, it's time to spin again. But I just now started doing that again with my unicorn fluff. So next is my woes and my woes. So first off, I have my Lush by Tin Can Knits. I really haven't gotten much farther on it. I'm still working on the body. Yeah, but I have been working on it. I think that's what counts. I'd really like to have this done within the next month and a half because fall is coming and it looks so comfy and warm. But it's just a matter of knitting on it when I have other things that I'm working on and I get excited about. So then I'm like, I don't know, should I work on this or should I work on that or should I work on this? And so Lush kind of gets shoved to the side because I started it before the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup term started, and so it'll only count for detention. So at max, this sweater will count for 10 points, which is very small. So, but I am knitting it still with my friends from SSK, which that's pretty good incentive. And we kind of check in on each other on how that's going, so that's really fun. If any of you guys are knitting a Lush, please let me know. We have the Lush Cal posted in the Ravelry group, and you are more than welcome to share your pictures there. I'd love to see if anyone else is doing one. They're pretty fun to knit. So I have also been working on Beloved by Tin Can Knits. This is also a before term project and it may get ripped out because I'm running out of yarn. So Beloved is a hat that you knit starting with the I-cord. And I was making this for my cousin because I was knitting with this purple yarn at one of my other cousin's birthday parties, and she just was like, oh, it's so soft, it's so soft. So it's just this little half a hat right now, and I don't love it, and it takes forever, and it's a mojo sucker for me, so it may get ripped out, and the fact that I'm pretty much out of yarn for it, I have this much left, oops, this much left, it's not enough to finish the hat with. I could rip out other projects that I've made with it, but I don't know that I want to, so this may be done for now. We'll see. I have also, so that killed my mojo. Term started, I got a couple of little things done to turn in, and then I was like, I don't want to work on anything, I don't want to start new projects, nothing's inspiring me. And one of my people in my Slytherin manor suggested I did a hitchhiker, which I've made a hitchhiker before. So I already know the pattern, and they just fly. It just flies off the needles. So this is in, I'm sorry you guys, stranded flamingo legs, and so it's got some black and some coral and pinks, but it's been a blast, and I'm knitting this off her sock blank. She doesn't do sock blanks anymore, but this is what I have left, so not very much at all, and I've just been really enjoying it. I may speckle in some black yarn towards the end just to make it longer and knit the end of it in black or white. I haven't decided. White would probably make more sense, but we'll see. So yeah, it's just been a fun little thing. I even took, this is the first time I've done it in a movie theater. I took it to the movie theater yesterday to see Searching, which has the guy from Harold and Kumar in it. I want to say his name is John Chu, and it's just a really good movie. So if you want to see, it's not super duper scary or gory or anything like that. It's just, oh, things are happening. It's just a really good movie to check out. So, sorry that I'm having trouble breathing. So I do have some defeated foes. One of the reasons that she saw this purple yarn is I was knitting these. These are called Mille Feuilles, and I will put a link in the show notes. So if you want to knit them yourselves, you can. They're just little leaf coasters, and I did this for an Eat Sleep Knit challenge, flash challenge. I made 4, but one of them is missing, so I'll show you 3. But I've actually been using them on my desk when I have my coffee, so that if there's like a little drop hanging off the edge or whatever, I just set them on this and it's perfect. So this is Swoosh Fiber Arts in the Dewberry colorway. On my project page, these are called Leaf No Mark, because, you know, me, puns. So they're really hard to see, it's so dark. But they have this nice little center here. If this is a free pattern, if you do make it, just so you know, it is all worked in the round, and it doesn't say that it is anywhere. But it's good to know ahead of time. So I also made the Bankhead hat. I finished that. This is by Teeny Button, or the yarn is by Teeny Button Studios, in the Soft Sock Alon Z colorway. I held this yarn double, and I kind of used the Bankhead hat idea, which I think makes the yarn look really nice. It almost stripes at the beginning and then kind of stops. So yeah, I think it looks really good. The little projects I was talking about were, I did a couple squares on my Brioche Memories blanket. I've been really enjoying doing this blanket whenever I feel like it. It's Brioche mitered squares, and I started it last year, and I was going to do a square a day. Well, a square takes me like an hour and a half, and I don't always have an hour and a half to sit down every single day. So, but what I like doing is when I finish a project, using that yarn in my blanket. So, here's the Teeny Button Studios hat, and then this is from my sock sleeves sweater that I made in the winter times. This is just Roll It Along. And I know that I wasn't podcasting then, so if you want to see that sweater, check out my project notes. It was an awesome sweater to make. It makes knitting with your self-strapping yarn so much fun. Sleeves just fly off the needles because it's like knitting socks, but 10 times as exciting. So those are all my defeated foes. I do have some awesome mustache to show you guys. So even though I've been trying to use my stash, I somehow ended up in 2 fiber clubs. I don't ever do fiber clubs, so the fact that I'm in 2 at once is hilarious to me. So the first one I'm in is by Supernatural Yarns. And I joined this one right before SSK, but it was kind of a delayed thing, so you end up paying for all of it before it actually starts. And so when I've done I did a yarn club with her before, and this was yarn or fiber, but I picked fiber because I wanted to do more spinning. And so this is Supernatural Yarns. Here's her stuff. She's got an awesome Etsy store. And this is the Fantastic Beast Club. So this one is called Alchemy. So if you've seen the Fantastic Beast movies, these names make more sense. This is Alchemy, and this is Superwash Tardy. She let me pick any of the bases of her fiber to dye it on, and they were all different amounts of money. But this is the one that I picked, Superwash Tardy. And then this one is called Giggle Water, which is one of the funnier scenes. It's grays and pinks and stuff. So I actually did double of each color. So I have 2 of these and 2 of these, and I really want to do fractal plies and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna do fractals at least on one of these, if not both. Or I may end up saving some of them and doing a big mash spin like Starknits does. She had a breakout session at SSK, and I wasn't able to take it because I was doing my breakout session at SSK, but I had a conversation with her afterwards, and it was really interesting just to pick her brain about how it works. So we'll see what happens there. And as if you haven't heard their name 500 times in this podcast, I also joined the Hip Strings Fiber Club. So their fiber club isn't like most fiber clubs. It's not like you're gonna get a big bat every time. They might have one that is, but this one is not. This one is all about thinking about the fiber, learning about the fiber. So this is the Synergy Fiber Club, exploring fiber blends and fiber prep. And this month we're exploring to use the various combinations of neutrals to create a natural looking gradient. So I got this information sheet in my box with information on what was in there. And then this is what my box looked like. It's just gorgeous. So this little tin in the middle looks like a biohazard sign, but has a sheep or ram in the middle. And it's just an empty little tin that you can put whatever you want into it. So kind of a nice little accessory. And then in this shipment, I got Blueface Leicester wool and Shetland wool. And I believe both blends are commercially prepped, blended top, and feature a Crew Shetland, Grey Shetland, Black Shetland, as well as a Crew BFL, Oatmeal BFL, dyed Black BFL. Each blend is 50% wool, 50% Shetland, 50% BFL. So all of these are both Shetland and BFL. And then I'm going to use them to make a natural looking gradient. And I'm actually really excited about this. So I think I signed up for just 2 shipments. She doesn't do it every month. It's like at every 3 months. I think there's 4 a year. There's some, you can check their website. There's some like, not bi-monthly or quarterly. I think it might be quarterly. That's the one I'm looking for. But yeah, it's just, I was really excited to show you guys that because it's really fun. If you use the link that I have in my show notes, it is for, you get a discount because they have like a referral program. It's not that I've said, hey, I'm a podcaster, give me a discount to give my people. It's just the referral program they have. It'll save you some money, it'll save me some money. If you don't want to do that, that's fine, I don't care. So, I will continue to buy their stuff anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So that's pretty much all I have. Lots of planner stuff that I've been thinking about. Planning and spinning and knitting, you guys. That's pretty much all I've been doing for the last month. So whether you've fallen deep down the planner rabbit hole, so deep, or if you are knitting like a fiend for that perfect fall sweater, I'll knit with you. Bye, guys.